I'm calling. Yeah, maybe I'm selfish. I want you to myself, I can't help it. All mine. Yeah, maybe I'm selfish. You're my ladies and I can't. Maybe I'm selfish. I want you to myself, I can't help it. Be with no one but me. Yeah, baby. To my thick chicks down in Texas, all the way to New Orleans where the girls cook catfish. And in LA, every chick's an actress. Hollywood status with the
So it's been like, I want to say like maybe, wow, I don't even know how many weeks it's been since the first initial drop, and then it pretty much took me the rest of February to finish everything, and then things really didn't turn out how I wanted them to turn out. I guess I'll just explain really quickly why. I feel like I kind of did already, but you know, things were changing, my mental health was declining, and then if I don't execute an idea that I have fast enough, I get bored with it and then I don't want to do it anymore. So like, you know, but I wanted to see this through because one, I put so much effort and time and I have so much footage that I'm just like, no, this cannot go to waste. No, we're not doing that. So I finally decided to get off my butt and film this part of the video because it's the last part of the video. And I mean, it still came out cool, you know, but it didn't come out exactly like how I wanted it to. Well, I mean, it did in the end, but like the initial idea is not what you're seeing now. So yeah, let's see what happens. Right now I'm gonna tell you a little bit about each piece. For the digital pieces, I'm gonna kind of like put them up next to me so that you can see them, because I can't really show you them like physically because they're digital, but those came out really great. So I guess like as I go down the ladder, I'll tell you what changed and what didn't. So let's get into it. So this one, I don't know if she really has a name because I just feel like there's so much going on here. You guys saw me sketch this one out. I told you the inspiration behind it. It was based off of a song, Flames by Modson, and I love it personally. It's probably, I don't know if it's my favorite because the last piece is like, they're tied because they're just so, oh, I just really like, I ate and I left no crumbs. Just, I was feeling lots of things at the time in regards to like love and just in my personal experience, it's just been like, it hasn't always been all sunshine and rainbows, you know, like, see, oh, this is so weird. This is so weird actually getting down and to the nitty gritty and actually talking about why I make things, because normally I don't really share it. See, look, I'm just like, this is so, okay. She represents both the pleasure and pain that love have to offer. So like, that's why these are not bruises, these are like blood stains from here, in case you didn't know, because some people don't know. Some people thought she was a zombie. Like, I got a lot of zombies comments from people that I showed the picture to, and I'm just like, no, she just happens to, and then I feel like her complexion doesn't help either. It's just a baby blue that I happen to like, that I feel like complemented the peach background really well, so that's why I did it. As far as the background, my intent, I don't think I intended to put anything in the background. The purple clouds were first because I just felt like they really made the piece pop, and I just wanted that kind of like bright, colorful pop art feel, you know? I didn't want it to just be all dark and just, and I wasn't sure what color to do the hair either, I'm not even gonna lie. But I ended up going with black because I knew that I possibly wanted to do, actually no, I knew that I wanted to do purple clouds in the background. I knew that. I knew that much. These were not planned, and I'll put up a clearer photo. There's like little smears where the heart is, kind of like blood smears. So like, they're not like, and they're not perfect hearts either, on purpose. Everything else was intentional. This is a very intentional piece. I just really wanted it to be like beautiful, and also at the same time a little bit like not disturbing to the sense where you're just like, ugh, but you know, Like, there's just something about her. You look at her and you're just like, wow, she's beautiful. But then at the same time, she has like all this blood and all these wounds and just, I don't know. That's the vibe that I was going for with this piece. I don't feel like I'm really explaining it well. Because like I said, it's weird to talk about my art. This is making me very uncomfortable. I'm trying to really get down to the nitty-gritty. Honestly, I just wanted to show the dark side of love, because it's not always just bright and happy and cheerful. That's pretty much where I was going with that one. For now, she's in my home, keeping me company, and I love her. I just don't know where to put her in the meantime, because I have a lot of art in my room that's just like everywhere. She's a 20, I think this is a 23 by 23, so perfect cube, very big, and as you can see, the size relation to myself, my body, so she's very large. The largest canvas that I've ever painted on, so that's exciting. I'm bougie now, I paint on big canvases. But yeah, I love this one a lot. I love looking, when I first finished her, I was staring at her for like every time I walked in the room, I was just staring at her. I'm just like, wow, like, I just love her so much. Like, I'm just so, like, I'm so proud. Like, I just look at her with pride. I'm just, my baby. I'm very attached to my art, as you can see. It's hard for me to decide the things that I actually am willing to let go of, because I'm just so proud of seeing my ideas come to fruition. Oh, one more thing that I forgot to mention. This was not intentional. I just felt like it needed something else, because it felt very plain, even with like the hair and all that stuff. It felt very plain. So I was just like, what could I do to like really just get that like dark, gruesome, just like twisted, disturbing kind of thing without it being like too icky. Like, it's still pleasant to look at, and you know, because of everything else. So then I thought, well, let's just like, you know, because I ended up doing some smears here. I don't know if you could tell from the distance, but like in the picture that I put up, you know, like there's like some smears here. So then I just started playing around with it and like layering how opaque I wanted the smears to be. Like, some are lighter, like right here, some are a bit more concentrated, lighter. We're gonna move on to the next physical piece. This is I Feel Too Much. It is on, I think it's Strathmore. I think that's the brand name, but it's mixed media sketch paper, and I just kind of cut it so that the borders look even, because the way that I'm still trying to get the hang of taping my paintings down to give that nice clean cut border without it being uneven, and like, you know, it just so I cut the paper down so that it would be even. I don't think it's perfectly even, but I tried. This is how it came out. I'm in love. First of all, I'm just gonna hold it here while I talk. Let's just talk about the mistakes that were made while I was making it. So it was not meant to be this colorful at first. I wanted to stick with like just mainly blues and maybe some oranges and some yellows, and then like, you know, I got kind of carried away. There was some reds in there, and then it just kind of like went all over the place to the point where I am not 100% sure what my original vision was color wise. And I feel like because of that, it was also very hard to do, because I didn't really know where I was going with it, because I just was not certain at all what I was gonna do. This one just so happens to fit perfectly with a song by Black Bear. And I didn't do that on purpose. It just kind of worked out that way though, because then when I posted it on my story, then I could put the song there, and it was just like, oh my god, it's so cute. But it was not at all based on his song I Feel Too Much. That song just happened to come to mind after, and I was just like, oh, that's so cool. But you know, I just wanted the colors to kind of melt into one another, and that's what I love about watercolors. I just feel like it's so easy to blend colors into one another, and they just melt so nicely into one another. I'm assuming that's the same effect that you can get with oil paints, but I don't have the money, the space, or the patience to learn how to paint with oil paints safely, because I know that the fumes are not good for you, so you need a lot of space. And I have a dog and he sleeps in my room, and it's not practical. Also, my dog is with me all the time. The only reason why he's not in here right now is because I happen to have my door closed. He's in here a lot, so it's not good for me, it's not good for him. It's just not, I'm personally not interested at this point in time. Maybe if one day when I get a studio, then maybe I'll think differently, because I do like trying things. But for now, acrylics, watercolors, pretty much anything that is not going to be super harmful to me or my dog. I wanted the face to melt into the background. That's why there's not really a distinct shape of the face. I wanted that to melt into just like a bunch of colors and just be so like seamless. And I feel like I kind of did that. These are supposed to be heart-shaped irises, but the layering and all the mistakes that I made, it kind of just looked like regular eyeballs, but I tried to shape it just a little bit. So they were meant to be heart-shaped eyes. Okay, so this is the original intent, the original sketch. I'm not too happy that the dripping from the eyes didn't come out this shape, because I really like this shape. But like I said, with all the layering that I did, I messed up a lot. I was getting upset. I didn't think that I was actually going to finish this and post it and me actually like it. Like the direction that I was heading in the day that I was making it, I was just like, this is not gonna be any good at all. Like, it's not gonna come out good. I'm gonna end up trashing it and starting again, because at least I have this sketch to work off of. I mean, I personally still am very happy with how it came out, even if it didn't come out exactly like this. As you can see, the shape of the mouth isn't as distinct. You know, there's just a lot of things that aren't as distinct, but I really like the details that I did with the black paint to make the shapes look more prominent. The way that I wanted the paint to blend and everything to just kind of like sink into one another, to just kind of display this feeling of feeling things too much and everything just melting together, and just, you know, you're just like leaking emotion. I feel like that's like my favorite thing to do with an art concept, is just kind of like bleeding with emotion, leaking with emotion, because I'm a very emotional person. So I have a lot of emotions and I have a lot of troubles that I like to display in my art, okay? So yeah, a lot of my art concepts are probably going to consist of that. This is, just in case y'all don't know, this is a chin. This is supposed to be like a chin, the shape of a chin, and then like a little highlight there, because it was just looking kind of bland at the bottom there. And I'm just like, what should we do? And then, like, since there's not a distinct shape of the face, I just threw it, boom, wherever I thought a chin would go. It still looks cute though, because I feel like I said, it was really empty without it. And the background also was very empty without it. So I just ended up doing some blue hearts. You can see the color of them is much lighter than the rest of the background. There's some like little like orange detailing in there with some yellow. And I don't know if you could tell, there's like little cracks in all the hearts. It was just inspired by all of the energy around Valentine's Day. All of these pieces are, by the way. And like, they're just like, they're broken, because this isn't necessarily somebody who's happy. They're just like very emotional and they don't know what to feel. So like, there's just a lot of like uncertainty, if that makes any sense. At least that's what I was going for. But since I still have this, which I love keeping my sketches just in case I feel like either making a digital piece into a physical piece, or revisiting the idea later on and just adding things onto it to show my growth. This was supposed to be a digital, my God, my voice left me. This was supposed to be a digital piece. And at the last minute, I decided that it just didn't feel right with what I was going for, but I would actually love to try to do something with this digitally. That would be really cool. Excuse me. I knew that I could execute a watercolor painting faster, and I was thinking about time, and I was thinking about the fact that I had to do another digital piece, because at the time only one digital piece was done, and the other one wasn't started. So I was like, I can't finish 2 digital pieces in the time frame that I'm thinking of. So for time's sake, I decided to do watercolor painting, since I paint faster with watercolors. Like I tend to finish those paintings in the same day. Not really on purpose. It's not like I was rushing. They just come out faster. I also feel like it's the fact that it's on paper and it's smaller. You know, the scaling is smaller. I don't know. I went from 5 pieces to 4 pieces because the way that my mental health was set up. I tried, okay, so little Easter egg here in this video. I'm not really gonna talk about this on my social medias because I don't feel like it. But since we here, we might as well talk about it. This video is about this, so let's get into it. This was supposed to be a piece as part of this project, and as I was painting it, don't get me wrong, I like it. I like where I'm going with it, and I'm going to finish it. It just didn't feel right though for this project. As I was painting it, I found myself trying to figure out ideas on how I could talk about it and how I could make it fit this project. And then I thought to myself, Azria, if you have to force or really think hard about how this could fit into the project, then it's not part of the project. It just happens to be a nice painting that you're doing, and it doesn't like, you know, it was an amazing idea, but as I started executing it, it just didn't feel right. Like it didn't feel right for this project though. Like I still want to finish this. I still have footage of me painting this, so this could be a little video, you know, me painting this. And so I do want to finish this, but it just, I didn't want to force it. I didn't want to force a concept onto this painting just to fit a project, just to have a number of things as part of the project. It just didn't, I wasn't feeling that. So I was just like, you know what, we're just gonna scratch that idea. I took that footage out of the video, and we're just gonna do 4 pieces because it's not worth forcing it, you know, like then that's stupid. So I just wanted to say that really quickly. Moving on though to the third piece. I was gonna call it something completely different, but it's called Love Blues. And it says, "Be Mine, Baby." I was thinking of Bloody Valentine by Machine Gun Kelly. There's towards the end of the song, before he sings the last chorus, is that called like a bridge or something? I don't know. I forgot the terms. It's been a while since I've done anything musical, so the terms are slipping me. But you know, he goes, "Be mine, be my baby." So, you know, that like towards the end of me making that piece, I was just like, oh, it's so fitting. Like, it's just like, it's kind of like, it gave me Valentine's Day card vibes. That's what it gave me. It gave me Valentine's Day card vibes. And I was just like, oh my God, that's so cute. Like, I know the piece looks like me. Trust me, I've heard it a lot. Believe it or not though, it's not me. It's not modeled after me, like, at all. It just, I like coloring and drawing curly hair. I kind of wanted it to be more fro-like more round, and it just so happens that my hair happens to be shorter now, so it looks more round and the curls are sticking out. So it really ended up looking like me, very unintentionally too, because it's not like I mirrored the features after myself. I just did random face features. So this is the sketch. Like I said, it's really not meant to be me at all. Like, I don't feel like that's my mouth or that's my nose or eyes or anything like that. I just did random features, and since it's so small, I could only do so much, you know? Like, geez, cut me some slack, because I don't freehand on my laptop when I do my digital art, because I'm doing it on a laptop, and I personally just don't feel like I'm good at that. That will change though when I get a new iPad with an Apple Pen, because I know I don't have to do it that way. Trust me, I've heard other cheaper alternative ways to do it, but me personally, I want an iPad with a freaking Apple Pen and Procreate, and I've just, because I feel like it, okay? That's what I want, and that's what I deserve, and that's what I'm gonna get eventually. So I don't want to hear all your cheaper alternatives. I know that there are other alternatives, there are other ways. This is the way that I personally want to do it though, okay? It's what I want to do. Point blank period. I had to do the facial features on this paper so that I could trace it and do all that nice stuff to it, because that's how I do my art. Oh, behind this was a possible sketch for another idea. Look at that. Oh. But you see, I like doing curly hair, and I don't personally feel like that's my mouth. Like, I just, as you can see, the hearts are different from the piece. To fill out the background, it was just like gonna take so long because then I would literally have to trace around each heart. And do you see how many freaking hearts are in here? So I was like, no. So I just took, I think this heart, this specific heart or whatever big heart that I liked the shape of it, and I basically cut it, like I traced the background around it and then I cut it out. I painted the background around all the rest of the other hearts that I just didn't want, and I basically just like kind of like copied and pasted the big heart all around and tried to shrink it into different sizes, but it came out how it came out. And because I was just not trying to sit here, you know, like trace each heart with the color of the background. I was like, no, we are not doing that. It was just it was too much on my mental. I just made it easier on myself because normally I would take the time to just, but I had spent so much time on the freaking pants and the skin. Like I did fingers, bro. I did fingers. I never draw hands, especially digitally. I never draw hands. I never paint hands. I hate it. It sucks. It's so hard. I did hands, bro. I did freaking hands. So you can only imagine the time that I spent doing the detail on this hand. I was not having it. No. And originally it was supposed to be a regular skin tone. It just didn't feel like it didn't give me enough oomph. I was playing around with like the colors within the program that I use and the saturation and all that stuff like that and the hues, and it just came out. Like it just changed the color of the face, but not entirely. Like I ended up bucket filling certain parts, like certain colors of the face with a very light opaque blue. And that's why it's called Love Blues, because there's so many, like, there's like, you know, she's kind of like turning into this sad blue person in love, kind of. That was the vibe that I was going for with it. That's why it's called Love Blues. Like, because, you know, the blues are sad. It's a sad music genre. The love blues. Her skin is turning blue, but not every part of her skin is blue because it's supposed to mimic her skin transitioning into being blue. So that's why there's still certain parts of her that are regular skin tone. There's not really much else to say about it. Last minute though, I definitely decided to make it my first ever, and this is what I want to start doing, not just with my digital art, but possibly with my physical art. It was the first piece of art that I decided to turn into a wallpaper so that everybody can have a piece of my art for free. Because I know buying original paintings or even buying prints, even though I don't do prints yet, but I do want to do prints at some point. Buying art from somebody is just not always practical for some people, because I've definitely been there. So I figured this is a free way for everybody to get a little piece of my art with and a cool way for my art to kind of like go around. So they're currently only on my Instagram though, in my highlights. It's titled Wallpapers, and so far there's either 2 or 3. I think there's just 2, if I'm not mistaken. It's this Love Blues one, and then I turned this one into a cool background, and one of my friends made it the background of her phone without me even asking. She just kind of did it on her own, and it just oh, but I love her. She's so sweet. She's always been so supportive of my art. So yeah, if you want to nab yourself a little wallpaper, just mosey on down to my Instagram, and they're all in my highlights. And just make sure that you hold the photo before, like as you're screenshotting it, so that all that icky Instagram stuff isn't in it. It should fit most phones. I was Googling like the standard size for all phones, and it seems to be working. So yeah, it was definitely like the most Valentine's Day themed piece of art out of this entire collection. I feel like, even though this one literally has freaking hearts in the background, I just feel like I said, it was giving me Valentine's Day card vibes. So yeah, that's all that I really have to say from memory that I feel like I need to say about this piece and why I made it. It was just cute, like the way that she's all bent down, all like vulnerable, and just, you know, like love can be sad. It's not always happy for a lot of people. I just feel like in general this collection was meant to display that love is not always happy for everybody, even though it should be or it can be. It's not the reality of most people's situations. Now that I think about it though, I don't feel like any painting or any piece of art in this collection displays the actual happy part of love, which is funny. I guess that just is a reflection of my mindset at the moment. I'm single. So maybe if this collection doesn't scream that, then I don't know what does. But yeah, that wasn't intentional to make them all sad or just like have like a sad undertone to it, but at least they're not frowning. So the last piece is, she doesn't have a name. And I know this for a fact. She definitely does not have a name. Sorry. I just feel like it gave me vibes of Flames again, the same song. And I didn't want to name her Flames. It just seemed really tacky. So we're just, this is the last piece. Well, this is the sketch of the last piece. Like I said, she has no name. This entire portion, okay, first of all, act like this is where it ends, right? So you don't get to see the rest of her legs. This entire part of the background is supposed to be fire, flames, and it is. I mean, you can see clearly, right? And she's got like a little thong on, a little crop top, and she's supposed to be kind of not like a demon. When I was saving the file just for me so that I could recognize it when I was finding it, I was calling her Demon Girl, but that's not her official name. But you know, in this video, while I talk about it, I'm gonna call her Demon Girl. So she's kind of like a demon girl because she has a little tail, as you can see, intentionally, very intentional, shape of a heart. Boom, that end of the tail. Just so cute. Like, I've always wanted to do a piece of like a succubus or a demon. I still want to do a succubus though, because I know that's different than just a regular old demon. So I just wanted to give it like, you know, like sexy vibes, you know, like that's why she's wearing a thong and she's got the little under boob coming out and all that. I tried to make it so that the details on her face did not match mine, because I feel like people say that my art looks like me, and a lot of the time I'm not trying to make it look like me. But even so, I still have certain people going, oh, but it kind of looks like you just a little bit. So I'm just like, whatever, I'm gonna just do what I want from now on. But as you can see, there's little horns. You know, the hair, I loved doing the hair because that was the first time that I did something different with like making each curl look a certain way. This was such a fun, colorful piece to make. It came out being everything that I wanted it to be, honestly. It was very fun. Oh, this is also supposed to be a heart in the background. I don't know if you could tell. There's not too much to say about this, I feel like. It's pretty self-explanatory. It was probably the most lighthearted and fun piece, or probably the most empowering piece out of this entire collection, only because this, for once, does not have a sad undertone. In my opinion, it feels like it's very empowering, like she's taking charge of what she wants and in her, like, you know, her love life and her sexuality, and like she's gonna come and she's gonna boss somebody around, you know, because she's a boss, she's a brat, she's spoiled. It wasn't like a super deep meaning behind it. Like I said, it was very fun. Okay, so then this entire collection wasn't sad. There you go. But this is definitely a wallpaper, another wallpaper. It's currently the wallpaper on my phone. But yes, you can find it on my Instagram, like I said, in my highlights. It's super cute. I love how it came out. Like, I just loved the reds, and doing her skin details were my favorite part. Doing the boobs though, wow, that was hard. I personally, like, it ended up coming out more opaque. Like, it looked more like her shirt was see-through, and I just wanted to do nipple prints, but it went somewhere else, you know. I just went crazy with the details, and now it looks see-through, but it still looks pretty cool in my opinion. I'm very happy with how it came out. Like it's everything that I wanted it to be. But we're currently in March as I'm filming this. It definitely took me this long to finally finish this video. But yeah, once March hit and I didn't finish the 5th painting that I wanted to for this collection, I was just like, yeah, it's not happening. It's not happening. It doesn't even make sense anymore, because this collection was supposed to be for Valentine's Day, and it ended up taking me the rest of February after Valentine's Day to finish it. It just didn't feel right to be posting anything, like any painting that's part of this collection, in March. It just didn't make sense at all. So I was just like, 4 is fine. It's more than enough. I don't know why I put it in my head that it needed to be such a big project, but it still is. There was still a lot of work and love put into this, but you know, it is what it is, and life happens. I don't actually, you know what's funny? I'm definitely gonna try to think of a name for this collection, because one, I want it to be the title of this video, and 2, I don't have a name for this collection, which is so weird. I feel like calling it love is just so cliche, but I mean, what else could you call it? I don't know. We'll see. But like, if I don't have a name for it by the time this video goes up, leave some suggestions in the comments, because that would be really helpful. That would be really cool, because it's currently untitled Azria project. If you've seen BoJack, when Princess Carolyn adopts the porcupine baby and she doesn't know what to name her yet, and so she's calling her Untitled Princess Carolyn project. That's what this feels like. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. It took a lot of time, a lot of effort on my end, filming and creating simultaneously. It was just a lot. My mental health got in the way a lot, and it was just, you know, like it was still fun to make a video like this though. I hope that I explained everything enough. If you have any questions though, please leave them in the comments, and I would love to answer them, because I feel like I'm a better writer than I am a talker. If you didn't know, I'm a writer too. I don't know when the next video is going to be out, because this took a lot of energy out of me. I'm not even gonna lie. The next video might just be a simple painting video without me talking. These videos are also hard for me to make, because it's so weird for me to just kind of like talk. I talk to myself a lot, but to talk to a camera is just weird. I don't know, I get all self-conscious. I'm probably gonna take a break though from like filming, only to focus on my content, because like on Instagram, because due to my mental health, I've just taken a large break from Instagram, and I definitely want to grow my platform on there. So I'm gonna be focusing on making cute little like Instagram content, like little reels and stuff like that. So follow me on Instagram to keep up with me, because that is where I am going to be the most active, for sure. For a grip, I'm gonna be on there just being really active. Not to say that I'm gonna not post on here. I mean, I'm definitely gonna post on here, but my focus is definitely going to be on Instagram. I hope you enjoy this. I'm exhausted at this point. I feel like I've been talking for like at least 40 minutes now. So I hope you enjoyed this video though, and I hope you enjoyed this project, and I hope that I showed you enough behind the scenes, and I hope that there's more than just me talking in this video. But I feel like the things that I am keeping and choosing to, the things that I'm choosing to keep in this video are very important, at least to me. Thank you so much for watching though, and I will see you when I see you. Baby, 지금 우린 함께 할 수 있을까?